You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. So today, Charlamagne talks about fat people a lot. And he fat shames a lot.
He does a lot of fat shaming. I actually have fat people come up to me and be like, why is Charlamagne so mean about fat people?
Well, you know what? I tell fat people the truth hurts. And, you know, when you tell somebody that they're fat, it hurts them because they know that they are fat. So what are you going to do about it? That's my thing.
Well, some people are big boned.
That's not true.
Some
you believe that? That's
well, you know what?
Depressed.
We just talked about a story about this kid that Kendrick Lamar pulled on stage that was suffering from depression. He was bullied at school. He was overweight. And Kendrick Lamar said, I do my music for people like you. And he said a lot of people are struggling with depression, things like that. And he wants to inspire people. And that actually inspired him to go back to school. He lost weight. He got a girlfriend. And it wasn't because somebody said to him, you're fat, you got to lose weight.
It's different methods. Everybody has different methods.
So
My
I don't know,
method is to tell you
sometimes
that
telling
you're
somebody
fat.
they're fat might make them feel a little more depressed.
So we brought our resident doctor up here
Dr. Sandy.
to help us out with overweight people because fat is bad.
Dr. Sandy has a great diet plan. I've lost 25 pounds. I lost that like 2 months ago, actually. Yeah. And I've kept it off. Go ahead, talk to him. Put your lips on the mic.
Okay. So, I mean, in terms of, I recognize and identify the significance and importance to not make people feel bad about themselves. Mm-hmm. And the whole premise of the diet program and my diet program is not just really about dieting, it's about understanding your body, being able to have healthy food options, but still have fun with food and enjoy food, right? The issue with being overweight is that it really puts inflammation in the body. And anyone that really loses weight will tell you how much better they feel about themselves once they lose weight. So by whatever means you can shock people into losing weight, then do so. It's not to make them feel bad about themselves, actually. It's actually to try and motivate them to feel better. And different techniques work for different people.
Now,
right?
Doc, hold on now. I lost 15 pounds, but I ain't gonna lie. I miss cheesecake. I miss my chocolate chip cookies at night. I miss soda.
Yeah,
so how can we eat fun? You said we can have some fun options. Like, what do you mean is fun?
So you don't have to deprive yourself thoroughly, right? So let's say, for example, soda. Probably what you like about it is the fizziness about it, that sensation, the taste, right?
When it's in your mouth, pause, it tastes good.
Right.
So you like fizzy stuff in your mouth.
Fizzy
Shut
stuff,
up.
right? So,
Little fizz.
So the option that you can use is like Pellegrino, right? The Pellegrino.
Pellegrino water,
Right.
okay.
So, but you can actually get the flavored one. There's the orange. There's the lemon.
That's what my wife likes.
Right. So those things will give you that soda sensation and the feeling without you having to go completely to soda.
Or
what about
sometimes I do seltzer and I put a little splash of Simply Lemonade in it to give it some flavor.
Because it gives you that feeling. And no one's saying that, okay, so Memorial Weekend's coming up. No one's saying on Memorial Weekend, don't have a little bit of soda, right? Because you're with the family and you just want to try and you haven't had it for the whole year. But the constant exposure to all this sugar and this high glycemic index and causing what we call glycosylation from sugar in the body causes chronic inflammation. And those we know clearly are associated with cancer, with diabetes, with cardiovascular disease, with Alzheimer's. And the numerous foods that we eat that causes inflammation is half of our problem. And so it's not, this big bone thing is not really what it is.
I know that.
It's a family of eating bad.
And that's why I'm glad you said
It's
that just now, because people get upset when I come at fat people, but it's like, it's not healthy. You could die. I want you to be better so you can live.
But you could also be skinny and not be healthy.
Right,
Let's
yes,
be clear.
that's true.
But it's a higher risk when you're fat.
Right, that's true. But the reality is most of us, 1 and 1 is 2. I always say that, right? So even when I have patients, and I'm brutally honest, right? Because I want to support people in and not dancing around the issue with us in terms of what we need to do, the realities of it. No, because dancing around the issue, people forget. When I did residency, and you see that person that's in the hospital and all their family mortified, the kids, the grandchildren, because the person had diabetes, right? And they're getting their foot amputated. And then they're really upset. And the question is...
And then they go have a big dinner.
Right.
The morning.
Well, that's all.
With all kind of unhealthy
what
stuff.
Dr. Sandy said, because she is brutally honest, and I love it. I hit her the other day, and I was like, I lost 15 pounds. She was like, word? But you ain't got no abs, though. I was like, all right, Dr. Sandy, I'm getting them in.
But let's be real.
But you need to be. I think you need to be.
Because this is not a joke. And
Right.
we, as a culture, right, take this thing as a joke, this eating properly and trying to decrease inflammation in our body. There's too many people that I have sat at nights as a resident in my training looking at people mourn and crying, losing family members because they just didn't eat right. And that was the source of the issue. And people say it's expensive to eat right. But so is $200 of insulin every month.
That's right.
And if you add that up, it's not it's cheaper to to be healthy.
Gotcha.
And then I also, now you said, just about losing weight, but there are ways that you could lose weight that really aren't good for you, that probably are dangerous, because there's people that are starving themselves and saying, I'm not going to eat any food
That
for
doesn't
2
work.
days.
I
I know people really do things like that. There's people that take diet pills.
Right.
There's people that do all these crash diets. What
Right.
about that? If they feel like, okay, everyone's saying I'm fat, I'm going to just lose weight.
So look, the ultimate goal, right, is to be healthy, right? And to feel, the truth of the matter is, when people lose their weight and they feel better about stuff, they have more energy, then everything else in their life sort of seems to fall in place, right? So a crash diet is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying to deprive yourself. And also a lot of people say they've gone to dietitians and things like that and they gain weight back. It's really understanding what you like to eat, right? And then figuring out, how do I get healthy choices of those foods? And for most people, they don't eat enough. That's the problem.
Right.
So most people say, well, Dr. Sandy, I've been going to the gym and I really don't eat that much. And I'm like, 1 and 1 is 2. So either you're eating a whole bunch of the wrong things late at night.
Or lying about going to the gym.
You're skipping, or you're not going to the gym, or you're skipping a whole bunch of meals. Most of it is diet. You can, 80% of it is diet. So I say to people, figure out what you like to eat, right? If you don't like breakfast, I am not a breakfast person. The thought of food in the morning, I don't get hungry.
I'm not a breakfast person
right.
either.
So what do? I make myself protein shakes, and not just the bodybuilding protein shakes. Actually, I have a product that's like that, but that's nonetheless really something that's high in protein. That's really a complete meal.
The one
right?
I got?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not necessarily to supplement your intake. So it has a lot of protein. It has carbohydrates, the appropriate carbohydrates. The goal of protein is amino acids. Those are building blocks for things, for everything in your body, okay? And it's not really high in sugar. So that's what I do. And then about 2 or 3 hours later, I eat something else. And so I tell everyone, you have breakfast, right? Try to have breakfast or something that's high in protein and carbohydrates an hour after you've woken up, because you're breaking the fast. That's what the word comes from. Then 3 hours later, eat something else. It could be a snack, but make it be combined, a protein and a carbohydrate. So what does that mean? Almonds and grapes, okay? If you can tolerate dairy, maybe Greek yogurt, okay? Maybe a good, if you're in a hurry like me and always busy, maybe a good bar, right? That is low in sugar, okay? And high in protein. He's gonna go get my favorite one. Think Thin bars.
Think Thin
so
protein bars.
They've got 20 grams of protein and
Is it
0
even
sugar,
now?
and it's low glycemic index. What does that mean? It doesn't make your sugar spike. Then 3 hours later, you have your lunch. Again, high in protein. What does that mean? That means fish, chicken,
Vagina.
Your beef, your pork, okay? And then you want to combine that with a carbohydrate. What is carbohydrates? What we're talking about? We're talking about vegetables, green leafy vegetables, broccoli, cabbage, whatever you can think of. You can do Chipotle,
Right.
right? That
Really?
could be it. Yeah, you can.
You ain't never
They
told
have
me to
healthy
do Chipotle.
choices at
Yeah, they have
Chipotle.
healthy choices. And you don't have to avoid fat completely. You can do your avocado and things like that, right?
But no bread.
Well, if your goal ultimately you want to use multigrain, not whole wheat, but multigrain, right? Because whole wheat bread and white bread is pretty much the same, especially in terms of the spike in your sugar.
Really?
Yeah. So you do want to do bread, but how you spread it out, and even if you want to do breads, or let's say you want to do potatoes, you can do sweet potatoes. Decrease the frequency during the week. Do like 3 or 4 servings.
But no
So-
McDonald's French fries.
No, I love
No.
McDonald's French fries from back in the day, but like when you really look at it, it's got a sugar in it. No.
Dr. Oz said French fries is one of the worst things that you can eat,
Yeah.
period.
Well, if it's potato, if it's your regular white potatoes, if you're doing sweet potatoes, it's a little bit different.
I like sweet potatoes.
McDonald's
Yeah.
don't have sweet potato French
Yeah,
fries.
so you could do sweet potato.
And by the way,
But anything
everything
fried
Dr.
is probably not good for you, though, period, if
You
it's
said what?
fried.
Well, it depends how you fry it. Do you know what I mean? And again, it's about realistic.
Because I try not to eat fried foods, really.
Right, so it's about being realistic. So, like you said, try and avoid it where possible. But you don't deprive yourself, because when people deprive themselves completely, that's when they fall totally off the wagon, and then they're
Right.
back gaining 100 pounds again.
What
But
about
you get-
liquor?
Well, I'd say to keep it to a minimum, if at all, right? Again, it's about the spikes in sugar. So you want to select your alcohols or your drinks properly. So, of course, red wines are always better. And you want to, again, keep things that don't make you spike too much.
Are clear liquor
Right.
better than dark liquor?
Well, it depends. So red wine isn't. When you say liquor, you mean
Like
versus
Like
Cognac.
cognac versus
Remy
Vodka.
versus
Vodka.
Ciroc. Let me show you the difference.
No specific company, but just
Cognac, the brown stuff,
opposed to vodka.
the white.
It all depends on how much sugar it is, the
Okay.
amount of alcohol in there, and your body.
Well, I'll tell you when it comes to alcohol. I'll tell you what my trainer told me. He said that while vodka might have less calories, it's easier for your body to break down the cognac. That's what
Really?
he told me. I don't know.
And what does he mean by breakdown?
Like as far the body stores the vodka more. He said when you work out, it's better for you to drink cognac. That's just what he told me.
Okay.
But one thing that I do
it's
with
all metabolized the same way, really.
drinking is I try not to add anything sugary to it. Like if I do
Right.
vodka, I'll do it with seltzer and some muddled fruit or something like
Right.
that. And I feel like that's better than if you have like a margarita mix
Right.
or
Right.
something really sugary.
So to be honest, when I drink, I try to keep it simple, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do for me, I just do Prosecco and sometimes Saint Germain
right.
within the Prosecco. If I do like vodka or anything like that, I just sort of like do club soda.
Right.
Just keep it simple. And then every once in a while, sometimes I'll do something that has like ginger, like I do.
I love it,
with
mule.
ginger, because at least you're getting some of the elements of anti-inflammatory things. But it's not to deprive yourself completely.
Right.
Again, the goal is to have all your meals. It's just simple, right? This is simple. Keep everything that has a protein and a carbohydrate. Those being your vegetables and fruits. Try and keep fruits that are lower in sugar. So blueberries,
That's a good antioxidant.
yeah, and the
Antioxidant?
antioxidants. Yeah.
Antioxidant, whatever.
Right, they're good antioxidants. You want to keep those.
Gotcha.
And keep the frequency every 3 hours. Why does that matter? Because there's these two parts in your brain called the hunger center and the satiety center. And they're parts of the brain that checks your sugar every 3 hours. Okay. If your sugar is low, the hunger center reads it. Oh, the sugar's low. And what's going to happen is when you do finally eat, it's going to store the
You
fat.
go over, yeah.
The satiety center checks your sugar and it's normal. And so as you eat, it's going to develop your metabolism.
That's my main thing. I love dessert.
Everything Dr. Sandy is saying is true because I did it. She put me on a diet plan. I eat 5 times a day, including snacks.
Right.
And it just works. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you lean out. I leaned out. I got a 6-pack.
Right. You don't really have to deprive it. You still could be on the run and do it. And I say 3 to 3.5 hours. Your body sort of like tells you. The goal is to not feel hungry. If you
Right.
start to feel hungry,
Take a
then
snack.
you should have eaten
something.
already. You've passed the time.
So for all my friends out there that are like, I'm not going to eat anything all day today. I got to lose weight in 3 days.
That's
It's
stupid.
never a good idea to starve
Right.
yourself.
No, it's never good to start yourself. And then there are a whole slew of other ways for those people that don't eat a lot and eat later on in the day. But it's really about training your body again to how it used to be. Because when you were little, you're hungry all the time.
Right.
Right? And that's just your natural, every 3 hours, your mom's like, again? You're coming in my kitchen again? But that's because your body knew, the sugars were telling you, your body was telling you it's time to eat. But we sort of like conditioned ourselves, and we conditioned ourselves to skip meals, and we've been eating the wrong combination of foods. The fundamentals are always true.
So you shouldn't be ashamed that you're fat, but I do feel like you should be ashamed if you don't do anything about your fatness.
Listen, this is why I love what I do, because your body visually is an indicator of what's happening.
That's it.
So, if your skin is acting crazy, it's usually, yes, you may have an underlying medical condition like acne or eczema, but when it flares and when it doesn't flare, it's usually an indication of something's happening.
I had all of that.
When you're carrying too much weight, it's an indication of something's happening. So, in your body and or your emotion, right? The interesting thing is that you get to figure out when you really adjust your diet, you start to figure out how your food is driven by maybe emotions or your stress in your life. And if you are a stress eater, no one's mad at you. When I have to study or I have to do a lot of work, I want to nibble. It's again using the right things and nibbling, right? Nibble on the right things. Even people that say like, I'm sure
Nibble
you
on
got
these. I'm sorry. I had to throw it.
it's
Well,
good.
nuts are actually good.
High in protein, right?
High in protein. Almonds
The
and
right
these
kind of
almonds.
nuts, right? So even, for example, I know you guys work late, right? And you have late hours and I have late hours. So people say, well, I'm not going to eat after 8 o'clock. Well, that's not going to work if you work late,
Right.
right? So 3 hours later, after 8 o'clock, if you need to eat, eat. Eat, again, protein and carbohydrate, but maybe just eat hummus if you eat hummus and some celeries or some carrots
Right.
or some pretzels or something like that, right? And then 3 hours later, if you're up DJing really late, eat something else,
Right.
but just make it light.
And
But-
another great thing is to not have things in your house to eat that you're going to snack
Right,
on all the
right,
time that
right,
aren't
right.
good for you.
That's hard
Right.
when you have kids.
Right.
What about flat tummy tea? Is that good for you?
I mean, I don't,
You want to try it?
I mean, what is it?
No.
It's got green tea in it and stuff like
I
that.
don't know.
It's probably it's a diuretic. So it's gonna make you urinate and poop and stuff like that. That will make your stomach flat. But once you stop drinking it, then what happens?
Yeah.
You know, a good supplements, right? A good multivitamin, one should take, right? And that's because no matter what we do, the way we live nowadays, what we can intake is never going to be enough to match, you know, what we need on a daily basis. Some of the supplements you want to do is, if you're not doing a lot of your healthy oils like salmons and fish and stuff like that, you want to get
Fish oil pills.
fish oil or flaxseed oil, okay, omega fatty acids. For those of you that really, like if you know, okay, I try to eat a certain amount of protein, but I'm not getting enough, then take some amino acid supplements, right? Because that's what protein's about. You're trying to break down to get the amino acids.
For everybody getting ready for Memorial Weekend,
Okay.
it's crunch time.
You got 3 days. It's over. Worry about it next year.
Yeah, so
Just-
start after.
Okay,
So
now
here
what
we
is-
going to do, start after
No,
Memorial.
because a lot of
Weekend.
people ask, but let's say, is there anything that you can do between now and Memorial Weekend to make a difference?
So this is what I would say you would do, right? I
Oh,
would.
God.
What?
Don't lie to these people.
They can make a difference.
That's this weekend.
It's next weekend.
It's next week.
It's
this
next
weekend.
You
Next
could lose
weekend.
five.
Yeah, next
You could probably lose 4 or 5 pounds.
It's 5 days coming up. Yeah, it's
Yes.
this weekend coming up.
Well, doing our program where you lose 7 pounds in a day. In the program, you lose 7 pounds in 3 days. But
You can lose 7 pounds in 3 days?
yeah.
I did that.
Yeah.
Don't tell them. They got to pay for that.
All right, so it's
I did it.
possible.
So so there's a I have a
because
program.
I know people
that
are
get-
getting
that-
ready.
You know,
It's hard, though.
I need that program.
No, Dr.
Well,
Sandy's
you got
3-day
it, you got
program
it,
is
you got it.
hard. It's no joke.
I'm with it.
You got to have strong willpower to get through
It's
this
only
3-day
for 3
program.
days. You can do anything for 3 days.
All right, let's
It's-
do it. How you do it?
Well,
Oh, all right. We'll talk behind the scenes.
okay, you have it. But you're gonna do the shake in the morning.
No, don't tell them.
Okay, so-
People paying for this stuff.
So
Tell 'em,
listen.
Go to your website.
So yeah, go to my website.
Yeah, go to the website.
But in reality, what you can really do is just cut out the carbohydrates, cut out the breads and the starches and things like that. Just eat more meals more frequently
Okay.
of the carbohydrates and the protein.
Well, tell them how to get in touch with you if they need you.
Okay, so you can go on drnatashasandy.com. Okay. The same thing on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook.
And look at me. I look good. Okay? I just want y'all to know that. People be looking at the old Breakfast Club interviews and they be like, who is that guy?
Yeah, I have to
sitting
say
right there?
he's a good student.
I look
Yeah, you're a
good.
good shooter.
My skin looks good. I'm
tell 'em.
lean. I got a 6-pack. I feel good. Okay?
You tell them,
We
girl.
out, we out here living, baby.
Honestly,
You know what I'm saying?
when I saw a six pack, I was like, damn.
Is
But it does.
painted on?
It's not hard. What did you say? Is it painted on? No, I was surprised.
Oh, she said you
I got-
don't get hard though.
You
What?
don't get what?
Did you just say he doesn't get hard?
No, I said it's not hard.
Oh.
I don't know.
She's like,
I can't answer that question.
That's the only
Hey,
side
do that part
effect.
of
hey,
I don't do that part
no,
of
it wasn't that.
That's the
You
other
can't get hard though.
No, but it's not. It's really not hard. The first 3 days are hard. Yeah?
First 3 days are hard.
The
yes.
first 3 days are hard.
No, the first 3 days are really, really difficult. But if you can get through that, I promise you, her plan will absolutely transform your body.
And some of the difficulty of the first 3 days, really, I think it's the psychology.
It's
of
mental.
it.
That's all.
Because most people don't skip meals, right?
Right.
So when they have to have a shake in the morning and for lunch and the specific things I tell them to do, I'm like, you don't they're like, oh my God, I felt so hungry. But you don't normally eat until later on in the day. So it's just the psychology of it.
Right.
And you're training your body again to rev up its metabolism. So when the body starts now wanting food like it should do, you're making those adjustments.
Okay.
But it's not impossible. I can attest to that.
Okay.
right.
But even
And patience.
if you don't make Memorial Weekend, you still got the summer, so you can hit up
You
Dr.
got 4th of
Sandy.
July
Right.
weekend.
Word up, you
Yeah,
got
we
4th
should
of July.
we should do a challenge. We should do a challenge.
I want to do die to die,
Okay, well, yeah.
because that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
If you don't change your lifestyle, you're gonna die.
We should do a
We
challenge.
should do a
We're all
challenge.
gonna
Yeah, we
die.
should
So
really
You
do
in
a
on the
challenge.
envy? You want to be on
I'm
the
in it.
challenge?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, so that means you're gonna take the picture before and after, right?
Yeah, but yeah.
No, I didn't do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
She wanted me to take the before picture. I'm like, nope. You know what I
No,
look
you
like.
did take a before picture. You
I
just wouldn't
did?
take an after one.
I don't remember.
You did take a before.
I'll do it. We can do it.
Let it fly.
How much time I need?
What,
How much time you need to work on me?
Till 4th of July? I don't know, man. You got them
4th
chubby
of July?
cheeks.
That's what. That's,
still
oh
got
no,
the
we
look.
could. 4th of July? Yeah, that's more than enough time.
All right, let's do it.
Plenty
Yeah,
of
that's
time.
more than enough time. Yeah.
All right, well, I need it by next week, but we'll work
No, but
on
we
it.
could. But we
do that.
could.
You could do
But
that, 7
honestly,
days.
Sunday.
we could do it by. We could do a lot by next week.
Ah, that's what I'm
I'm
talking
serious.
about.
I would like to do that with some listeners though, like some of these fat ass listeners that be
Stop,
listening
don't
to
call
us,
it fat ass.
and they get mad when
Let's do that.
fat
Let's
shame
open
them.
the phone
get some-
lines right now. No matter of fact, email breakfastclubam at
Word up.
gmail.com if you want to be part of this challenge. We'll call it the Dr. Sandy Challenge.
I'll pick one person to help transform their whole life. Like, I will personally pay Dr. Sandy, take care of whatever need to be taken care of, if you are serious about it.
And I'll do it with them.
I'm not paying for you now.
You're not gonna pay for me?
No, but I would do
Why
that for a
not,
listener.
man? I will pay for you.
I'm serious.
Okay.
For the body transformation. Word up.
I'm with you. I'll go half.
You can't be too big, though. If you like 500 pounds.
Wait. How much it cost, though? How much it cost? Before I go half. How much it cost?
I don't know how much it costs. We gonna figure that out.
I'll go half with you.
But hit up breakfastclubam@gmail.com. We're gonna figure it out.
You want to throw some money in it?
I think
What's
you
the
should
money?
do 1 male.
What's the money?
One male, one female.
Do 1 male, 1 female.
All right, 1 male, 1 female.
And you got to be serious, because if
Yeah,
you're not
I'm
serious,
with
I'm
you.
gonna fat shame
Yeah.
you.
But you got to take a picture before, and then you got to take a picture 4th of July.
If you're visibly fat, you don't have to take no picture.
No, we
wanna
don't.
see-
Listen,
we wanna see.
I don't want anybody to be embarrassed.
No,
You
listen,
But if they lose the weight, they're not gonna be
No,
embarrassed.
they're going to be fine.
can see
They
what they
will
look like. You don't have to be like naked in the picture, but you can.
No, they
Good
could,
shit, yeah.
you
Chest up.
want them to
Well,
see
your waist up.
the difference. I have patients that, and you could see it on Instagram, that they took the pictures before. They weren't necessarily comfortable, but by the time of the end, they were happy to share because
Right.
they saw the benefit.
Okay.
So let's take it, and then they have the option
If you're
to
comfortable
opt out
with it, then we can.
afterwards.
Okay.
Let's do it. If you don't like me
But it would
fat
be good to
shaming
show
you,
the transition as well.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
if you don't like me fat shaming you, take advantage of this opportunity right now. Hit us
And,
up.
and it's helpful to anyone. It's
breakfastclubam@gmail.com.
also, you can lean out. It's about revving your metabolism up
Mm-hmm.
so that you now get to burn your fat.
Charlamagne, would you
properly.
sit down?
Anyway.
Are you going to show the abs though?
Nah.
Oh, that's so rubbish.
I'm gonna say that for Men's Fitness Magazine.
All right, so this is going to be fun. I like doing this stuff.
All right. Well, it's Dr. Sandy. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Hey ladies, I need to put you on to my new hair secret. Have you heard of frontal closures? If you wear weaves or extensions, then these are a must to protect your edges, your natural hair. Save your edges, right?
That's right. It's a frontal where you're able to cover your hair from ear to ear. You can go from blonde to black in a matter of seconds.
Now her imports has Swiss lace frontal closures with custom hairlines and make your hair look flawless without the need to ruin your natural hair. Her imports has them in all their stores and you can get them on herimports.com, of course. They also have videos to show you how to use them, so check them out today.
The Breakfast Club. Every weekday morning. Tune in